Luke, congratulations, off and running here in Poland. Not your brilliant best, but you're just pleased to win the game?
Yeah, I felt really good, and it's just one of them times. Sometimes you don't perform. I felt, I could have played really well, but unfortunately, it didn't happen for me up there performance-wise. But sometimes you have to think you can only beat what's in front of you, and I did. And tomorrow, I know I'll be better, like I always am. When I know I have to be at a better standard.
You touched on you can only beat what's in front of you. When there's not a lot coming back at you, is it hard to get into a game?
Yeah, it kind of is, to be honest. I felt like when he started coming back at me in the end, that I got a bit more drive, and I tried putting him under pressure in that leg he won, and fantastic. He deserved the leg. So yeah, it's one of them things. I think sometimes when you're not being put under pressure and you feel like it's a comfortable, free falling game, you sometimes get complacent and you're just happy with the turn. And usually I'm much more strict on myself. So I think it was just one of them things where I just wanted to win the game, to be honest. And when I come back tomorrow, I know that I'll be a stronger, better player.
That's some time off since Copenhagen. Was that much needed time off that you needed after a grueling couple of weeks?
Yeah, but it's hard to say it's much needed, because a much needed break would be like 2 weeks, and 2 or 3 days ain't much needed. Every couple of days is a blessing. So after the match play is when I really get a decent break. It could be like 10, 12 days or something. So that is when the break I really do need. But I'm not complaining. It's just one of the things where I'm just playing a lot, and sometimes it can become a lot tiring and all the travelling. But I can't complain. I'm in a privileged position, so I just got to be happy and enjoy everything that I'm getting thrown at my way.
So perhaps we forget, and obviously you as well, that you're doing all this learning on the job as world champion and world number one, because this is all new to you, isn't it?
Oh yeah, of course, because most of the world number ones in previous years have had the majors experience of being in World Series. This is still my second year. Most world number ones have had about 2, 3, 4, 5 years experience being on the World Series. So, or not just World Series, but being in everything. This is my first experience, and it is tiring. It really is. The travelling is the thing that takes out the different time zones. But I'm here, and I'll keep playing in everything I physically can, and keep trying to play my best. And it was a tight performance up there, but when I know that I've got to play well, it really, I do stand up and usually play my best. So I won't take nothing from tonight. I'll look forward to tomorrow.
Luke, many congratulations. Thank you very much.
You talk about the physical player, but I want to talk about the mental player. How is it to fight every single week with that guys like Michael Smith, now Luke Littler, etc.?
Yeah, well, it's tough because, I think I'm probably the most, let's go like the last 10 months, I'm probably played more darts, well, not probably, I have played more darts than any person in the world. So, it's harder for me. Luke's obviously had a lot more time off. He missed a couple of Pro Tours and a couple of Euro Tours that didn't qualify, and he's missed a Euro Tour. So, and Michael's missed a couple of Euro Tours and a World Series here. I've not missed anything, to be honest. I'm playing in pretty much everything. But that's the way it is, and I'm happy it's that way. I'd rather be world number one world champion than not. So, I have a duty to play in all the World Series and put my name in football. But obviously, I'm really gutted that I've probably not played very well on the World Series this year, to be honest. But I seem to be playing well at the right times. The majors like the UK Open, and I played well in the Premier League. So, these big massive tournaments, if I keep playing well in them, obviously, then I'll be really happy. But obviously, I would love to turn up and play well at a World Series. To be honest, it's something that's not on the CV yet that I'd love to tick off, but I'm sure it'll happen one day.
Hypothetical question. What do you think about idea of being dart at the Olympic Games or at the Saudi Arabia tournaments?
Well, at the Olympic Games, yes. I do think it should be there too. I think right now in the UK it's probably the second or third biggest sport in our country, to be honest. And I think it's growing and getting bigger in so many other countries. So yeah, I think it's probably the biggest sport that's not in Olympic Games. I think it should be. Saudi Arabia, yeah, it'd be great to play there. I'm not an advocate for it to be the World Championships, to be honest. I think the World Championships is where it belongs, in Alexandra Palace, where we all want to play. That is one of the things where I feel like you have to be careful, because the fans are what make us what we are. So if you move away from Alexandra Palace and go somewhere else, you can take away that little bit from the fans. Every year when we go to play the World Championships, the fan base seems to grow, and you're nothing without the fans. So Yeah, I'd love to World Championship stay at Alexandra Palace, but I'd love to see an event in Saudi Arabia in maybe a different circumstance, maybe a World Series event or just something, because obviously the sport's grown over there as well.
Yeah, thank you.
About spreading the dart around the world, we are in Poland when the Polish Dart Masters take place for the second time. It is a new place for dart, but also do the Polish fans have to learn some darts? What do you feel?
I think the Polish fans are fantastic, to be honest. I really do. I think it's obviously very much grown over here massively. I think last year was a massive sellout, and that was the whole reason to come somewhere different, to give a bigger stadium, a bigger venue to them. And they've pretty much smashed that as well. 6,500 tonight. I think it was 10,000 tomorrow. So it's obvious that the want's there for darts in Poland. I think there could be a lot more. There could be a lot more things happen here in the future. European Tour events, maybe a Premier League night, who knows? But the Polish fans are fantastic. They're very respectful as well. There's many places we go where sometimes it ain't, but the Polish fans are, in my opinion, are some of the best. And I love the food over here as well. So it's much we can come back to that.
You know how important these words are because you're a world champion. If world champion says that, you know power of these words. Yeah?
Oh, okay, that's great, but I do mean what I say. I think the fans tonight have been fantastic. I'm sure they're going to be even better tomorrow. It's a shame that, in my opinion, there's only one event here every year. To be honest, I think that will probably change in the future years. But I feel like there could be there's a lot more that could be in Poland. I do feel like maybe the PDC in future years will give more to them. But this is the reason we're here for, it to grow the game. And if the want's there, and the Polish fans, obviously, like they've shown on the ticket sales, that want it, then the PDC will bring it here more. And I look forward to coming back here as much as possible.